Hello everybody and welcome to game 21, Girls Central A versus Girls Southern. I am Josie Hunt and I will be joining you today if you are watching along. So welcome. Two really strong teams today, lots of strong players on both sides, so this is going to be quite a close game. So Nelson getting there first to the strike. Always impressed with how flat the Central girls are on the strike, getting their hips nice and down on the bottom of the pool. Sort of stuck in our blind spot now. We haven't got a camera in that area, so always a bit tricky to see. And we've got the first ref's call. Looks like it's an advantage to Southern by the looks of things. Not sure what the ref's call was. I'm on my lonesome today because Nydia's at work. Working on a Sunday should be illegal, but I guess someone's got to do it. So I'm all by myself commentating, so I'm about 50% less funny, sorry. But you'll have to put up with me. She'll be joining me for the Central A Northern game, Central A Northern A game this evening. So tune into that. That should be a goodie. Back in our blind spot again, a little bit stationary on the wall. Both teams are quite good in the open water, so both teams will be wanting to rip it wide and make the most of the space. Because swimming, fitness and speed is strengths of lots of the girls in these teams. Got some New Zealand reps on both sides. We've got Alice Edgerton on the Central team. She was in the New Zealand team, under 19s. She's a really strong wing. She's a rower who's coming back from an injury, so good to see her back in the water and able to kick okay. We've got Maddie Murdoch, who's the centre on the Central side, also on the New Zealand team. Really, really strong wing, great flick and good at holding her space in the middle. We've got Natalie Groot, who is a forward known for her epic dummy and her speed. I somehow managed to convince her not to drink a V at the start of this game because I told her it would make her crash and burn. And that's our first goal. Nice work, Central. Looks like we had some good numbers driving into the goal. And back to what I was saying about Natalie, we don't drink energy drinks to hydrate people, we drink water. And that's what I was saying to her. She doesn't believe me, but I'll tell her as much as I can. Also got Paige in the Central team, New Zealand rep. She is a goalie. She was in the under-19s team. Really strong player, holds that back line. I think she played wing for New Zealand's, but she's putting her goalie hat on now. Straight back to the strike. Looks like a bit of a jab. Puck went a bit AWOL there. Good drive up the wall from Central, and we've got a ref's call. We've got two New Zealand reps as well in the Southern team. We've got Chantal Brosnan and Lele. Lele is a forward, but I believe playing centre in this tournament, and Chantal is in the back in goalie, who's a super strong player with an awesome flick. So it looks like Central have decided to keep it on the wall instead of taking it wide. I'm a big fan of taking it wide because the wall is not a fun place for a forward. I finally have a buddy. I'm not by myself. I'm joined by Ange, who's going to help me out with some commentation.
Sure, and it's going to be fun to talk with you rather than be like, what do you think Josie's saying to her team right now? And we will hear your thoughts live as they come out of your mind.
I love it. An advantage to Central this time. See what Maddie's going to do.
Oh, lovely. Just slipping it through. Pop back to her. Lovely staying down. That's why we stay down.
Always. I love it when I'm a forward and if I lose it, my centre's right there behind me to push it back up. It's always the best. It's in our blind spot again. Players seem to love the blind spot. We were talking about this yesterday.
Yeah, it's the key place. And good rotation there by the team. Both teams look pretty cool, calm and collected. No one's panicking yet.
Back in our blind spot. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Someone's going out wide.
Looks like a bit of a drive from a central forward.
Supporting player.
Oh, nice shovel back under from...
Number 7 is there. Siena's sitting out wide, ready for it.
That central forward. Oh, the trickiest place. Right on the lip of the bin.
Yeah, it's got to go in.
Managed to get that push into the goal bin. Nice work, central.
That's great. You can really see, so Sienna, that open wing is, I'm assuming she's playing wing, is pushing right up there. So there, central is putting everybody in there to that attack to commit to making sure it goes in the goal bin.
Closing that back door.
Oh, it was not a goal.
Oh, my bad.
She did not close that back door.
She did not.
She gloved it in or something.
Whoopsie. It's hard for us to tell when we don't have the
mic's on.
Over
The vision.
action shot to see what the refs are calling. But for those non-hockey players, it was likely a glove or something into the bin, which pushed central back.
Microphone. She's Shit. All right, lovely big swim across here. This is nice to see both these teams happy to play out in the centre court and really use that space. I think it's taking some of the teams a while to get used to just how wide the pool is and how much space that they've got to be able to swim and use and utilise.
Yeah, absolutely, especially for so many of our Wellington players, all of their schools nights and club nights are on half court, so it does take a bit of adjusting, getting used to all of this space. We've got a ref's call here. Not too sure what the call is.
Pushing central back either way,
Yeah.
so Southern have another advantage here.
They're likely going to want to sort of swim it on that 45-degree angle towards the bin to make some space. Straight towards the forwards, nicely intercepted by central. It's pretty unlikely for a forward to intercept a disadvantaged puck. We rush out more so to sort of shock the person who's taking it.
Yeah.
But when you get an intercept, it's a bit of a happy accident, really.
Yeah, just trying to make them fumble, and then you're like, oh, it's actually on my stick. What do I do now? Lovely big drive here. Central are just trying to hold that possession and recycle it back into the centre. Big drive by, I think, Paige there coming through as the goalie. Big flick in. And their forward is there to help finish that off.
Beautiful finish. Nice work there, central. Looks like they had lots of support, so every time someone lost the puck, there was redundancy behind them, so they were just able to keep pushing it back up. Love the numbers. Southern not quite able to rip it out to the wings.
As a wing and goalie, I must say, you know, offense is the best defense, and if you can get that back line, like as that next phase pushing through, constantly on the bottom, ready to get that puck and continue that drive, it's going to make all the difference.
Absolutely.
I just hear a whistle. Is that a
I
timeout?
did just hear a whistle.
Yeah.
So for those non-hockey players, each team gets to call a timeout in each half. So if a captain or a coach calls a timeout, then they get a minute just to sort of rest, reset, have a break, have a chat, and just gather as a team. Like Nadia said yesterday, have a break, have a Kit Kat.
Oh, delicious. On the score desk, the commentators desk, we've got chocolate fish, not Kit Kat, but
Oh, I do love a chalky fish.
keeping us going. Inspired by the little fish swimming around in this pool.
Lots of fish. Wonder what Bex is saying to her team right now, potentially giving them a bit of a hype up to turn up the intensity a little bit. Coach for Central is Abby Burden, who's a really experienced coach and a great player, really good wing. And I found out the other day, a really solid forward. I had never seen her in forward, but she was awesome.
No, yeah, she's got amazing positioning. She can just read the game and you just know she's going to be where she needs to be.
Yeah, that's what makes her such a good coach.
Yes, and a very secret one. She doesn't like to tell people that she can play forward, but she can.
Yeah, she's great. Little speed demon.
She tries to keep that one to herself.
An early call after starting off. I think that might be breaking. Hard to tell from our angle. So for those non-hockey players, breaking is not a reference to breakdancing, even though I wish it was. It's going too early, so either leaving the wall too early on the strike, maybe being in front of the ref's line, or going before someone touches a puck on a disadvantage. In the blind spot, again. Got Catherine Davies there. She is an awesome ref. She went to Malaysia last year to ref for the age group world champs. She's pretty cool. Pretty solid rotations from Central there on the wall.
Yeah, that's very nice. You can just see Millyanne and Paige rotating. With a Sienna open wing sitting out there, covering everything.
And big shout out to Millyanne, who before this tournament was a forward, and she's been converted to wing, and she's got the brain for it. She learns quickly, and she's got the speed for it. So she's a great aggressive attacking wing, which makes her a real asset to the team.
It's being just in this spot for quite a while. Central had, here we go, Clemente's curse, spoke too soon. I was like, they haven't quite been able to change this great defence into a good attack, but again, they haven't, Southern weren't quite able to capitalise and bring it off the wall, but now Central are just managing to drive that through, drive that up. They've got a bit of momentum, looking to come off.
Not quite able to bring it off.
Back on the wall.
And Paige rotating behind her. Could see Natalie before trying to get in as the offside wing to turn and kick off, which is always a really good idea. But when there's so many bodies on the wall, it is really hard to get your stick in there and cleanly get it off. Oh, bit of a swim from Southern there.
Shut down by Paige. She's saying, no, thank you, we'll go back on this wall.
Beautiful body positioning, getting her shoulder in there and protecting that puck with her body. Seems like the puck's right up against the wall, which is a really tricky place for it to be because it gets a bit jammed under the barriers. It's much nicer when it's in the open water or in the channel.
And we have a time out called. One of the refs hasn't seen it, he's still sitting up.
So it'll be interesting to see what Southern does here, see if they'll go straight up to their forwards or if they'll try and maybe spin it out to the other side. Good opportunity for the teams to get some fresh legs in as well when there's a timeout. Quite far from the subs bench right now.
Yeah, and every advantage is, I think it was in your game against Northern Navy, there's like one player left.
Yeah.
Everyone subbed out and left them in. I was like, this is
Fair enough.
Oh, here they all come in. Yeah, that's right. It's like big court's good for going wide, but also that sub bench is just a little bit
Very far away.
Liana for Southern coming down nice and early.
See what she's going to do. She's opted for going
Going
up the wall. I talked to Bex after Central B's game against Southern, and she said that they were struggling as a team to sort of get it off the wall, but that's what they were hoping for against Central A. So hopefully they can.
Chantal, the captain of the thing, you could just see her doing that one breath hockey, bobbing up and down, covering up and down, just making sure it's in the right place, ready to shut down anything as they broke through.
Happens a lot as a goalie, popping up and down, working out whether your wing needs support or not.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, is they want to come in and hit the player early. So, you know, some of these, especially some of these Central A players, have got some pace. So if you give them a few inches, they're going to take
an absolute mile.
Yeah, so you've got to be ready to.
Oh, bit of a drive there from Southern.
Not the supporting player, but
Nicely shut down there by Alice, protecting it with her body. I can see that number 12 in there, Hayley from Southern, coming in to try and mess up Central's rotation, which is exactly what you want as a forward. She's a really good player. She's got a great dummy on her. Super quick.
yeah, Central need to be careful. We've got Anna and Georgia up there at the front for Central, and you can just see them again. They're bobbing up and down, just waiting for a little fumble on the puck, and they're ready to grab it and turn.
Yeah, wouldn't take much.
Looks like
This is for
advantage
Central.
here for That's good. Just over 2 minutes to go. Central are up 2-0. But I would say the pressure is on. It doesn't feel like an overly safe game. Still plenty of time for both teams to score goals.
Feels pretty even. 2-0 is not a safe place to be. It's very easy to put one on the board for Southern, and when you've had one goal down, it's easy to let another one slip. Mentally pushes you back a bit. Looks like that's for Southern. In that same spot there on the wall, which they seem to be often taking these advantages and putting them up the wall, which seems like quite a safe option. Got Maddie there under quite a bit of pressure from Lele and the forwards on the Southern team.
Yeah, it is interesting. There's a little bit of a competition here. You've got Lele and Chantal in the Southern team as the centre goalie combo, and Paige and Maddie as the centre goalie combo for Central A. All of them were in the New Zealand under-19 team together, along with Natalie and Alice as well in the Central team. But that centre line of both teams is pretty strong, and they are used to playing with each other, so they know a little bit of how those players are going to play, even though both teams have slightly different formations. Just makes it a little bit more fun to play against friends.
Oh, we've got a forward on the puck there.
A big drive here by Central team. They've come up, they've got the players coming in behind.
Another big swim over there. Looks like, I think that was Eve from the Central team, who is, I believe she's only a year 11, and this is her first year playing under 18s, and she made the A team. She's a fantastic player, super fit, super fast. She's got a lot of potential.
The team, you wouldn't know that this is her first under 18. She's stepped right up and solid member of the team. And that is half time.
It's half time. Woohoo! We'll give you a break from our voices, and we will be back. I can't talk. We will be back shortly. All right, and almost ready to start the second half. It is currently 2-0 to Central A, which, as I was saying before, is not a very safe score. Southern could easily get a couple of goals on the board and equalise. So to see where this half takes us. Both teams getting to the puck at the same time. Can see Chantal there turning the puck to see if she can take it off the wall, but Charlotte, the central forward, sort of blocked that open space and shut down that opportunity. And there's a ref's call. Looks like that's for Central. Not too sure what the call was. See if Maddie takes a risk and takes it out wide. And she does. I know her too well. It's exactly what we want. We want people to take risks and switch things up. It seems like we spent a lot of time on this wall in this game, which is very static and not a really fun place to be. So I think both teams will probably try and capitalise and make some ground on the open water, which I think would be a really good idea. You've got the speed, you've got the legs. Both teams have the fitness. Do some swims, girls. Now the ref's call there. Looks like it's for Southern this time. Will they take it wide? And again, straight back up that wall. Interesting call, but I guess it is nice and close to their subs bench if they feel they need some extra players. Yeah. But I do think taking it wide and taking risks at this point in the game is a good idea.
Yeah, there's some strong players in there, so you'd think they'd want to be utilising the space. I think, yeah, I'm not sure what Bex is telling them. She's obviously got a game plan, but I suspect going into
look
that
at the
space
swim.
Thing, but oh my God, she is away.
Oh my gosh, look at that speed. Oh, just caught.
Supporting player. No,
oh, not
cleared
quite.
It out.
I think that might have been Eve, but just saved.
So close.
Maybe if she had another forward there, they would have been able to get in, but
yeah, she did have an isolated swim. Her. Yeah, but they weren't quite in the right place, close enough to be able to help when she had a couple of the Southern players on her. But either way, it's right up here. If they can control it and keep it up in this area, then they can. This is a much nicer place to be, but nope, nice pass up to that Southern forward.
Right under Southern subs bench, so they'll be getting their fresh legs in. Oh, look at this swim. It's exactly what we want. Look at that forward popping over.
Ooh, bang.
Oh, come on. Not quite able to get it in.
There, so hopefully that will be in favour of Central. No, it's not. It's against Central. Quite. Yeah, and I think that little twist that they tried to do control it just didn't quite.
Nelson will be really relieved there. Chantal did really, really well not to preemptively go in and tackle Maddie, but to sort of watch out for that forward popping over while also hitting the puck.
Yeah, it's great to see, I'll say, these Southern girls especially, and some that have some really good flicks on them, which you don't always see in some of the girls' hockey. But I'd say, for watching, I think I've watched all the teams now and commentated for most of them. There's some really good passes that all of the girls' teams got, and it just manages to open up that game.
Makes a huge difference, especially against a fast team. If you've got fast forwards, you're able to give them that big pass and then they've got all of that space. If you throw it in deep behind the goalie, then they're away. But got to have that pass to get there in the first place.
Excellent, yeah.
Oh, awesome dummy from Maddie, opting for that instead of the flick, which is a really good idea. Bit of a break from Southern out onto that wall. Nicely done.
Oh, I think it was someone fresh coming in from the sub-bench, just came charging in behind
we love
her.
that. That's the best. can see lots of those central players positioning with their legs up on the wall, trying to get it out.
Yeah, here we go.
I think that might be Alice, not too sure, driving up that wall.
Oh, I think it's Paige with her. She's got the short fins, or maybe it is.
Awesome work, Maddie.
Yeah, here we go. That's in.
Beautiful.
Oh, and she follows that flick in.
Fantastic.
I was going to say there was one of the games yesterday where I was like, oh, I don't know, did that go in or did it just go too high so it didn't get in?
It's hard to
But
tell sometimes.
She learnt that lesson and made sure that she followed that in and held it in, so there was no question about that being a goal.
So 5-ish minutes down in the second half. 3-0 to Central. 9 minutes to go. Anything can happen in 3 minutes. It's a pretty even game. Just feels like Southern haven't quite been able to take as many risks
Yeah, they're definitely
as they've wanted.
more conservatively than I would have expected.
That was a great tackle. Nice work.
Teammate and support, but yeah, Central definitely, they've got some good numbers. They are utilising the space. Another risk.
Taking it out to the wing there to switch sides of play. Really good idea.
Oh, lovely little.
Tackled nicely by Maddie.
No, pulled out the side, but there you go. Southern's like, we're not going all the way wide. We're going to try and cut back in. But
Nice
the
work.
player was on her.
Nice work, Alice.
Lovely little back tackle there by that forward.
Oh,
And she's got support coming. Someone's coming behind her. Yeah, there we go.
oh,
Get it.
not quite tight enough.
Yeah. But they've managed to keep pushing through.
Yeah, they've got a good wee rumble here. Back near the subs bench now. See what these fresh legs do. Oh, we've got a hungry central player in there,
Yeah,
kicking their legs. That's what we love from
She's
fresh
almost
subs.
kicked past the front and left it behind.
I do
So
that
you
sometimes. It's pretty common for forwards sometimes to move a bit too quickly for their brains to catch up, and sometimes we've got to slow things down. Again, a bit stuck on that wall.
Central they need to get away from that wall because the Southern team is just recycling their subs, getting those fresh players. And Central's like, why can't we get through? It's like, because there's a fresh player coming back in, coming back down.
It's quite a nice place to be for Southern.
Yeah. Southern are quite happy to stay here for a little bit longer.
A ref's call looks like that's for Central. No, can't tell. Yes, for Central. So Maddie's likely to take it out towards us now to get it away from that wall. There we go. Out towards that wing. Wing was potentially sitting a little high up.
Big drive in. Oh, yeah.
Nicely saved by number 5 there. Bronte on the Southern team.
It was nice. They just had that line. You could see those 3 Southern defensive lines sitting there. So.
And they turn to face backwards, facing their own goal bin, so then when the central forward swims with it, they can just turn, tackle and rip it off, which is a really effective way of defending. Oh,
down the back
sneaking there.
Sneaking it in.
Nice, good job.
It was all stick and no glove in that. Yeah, we're hearing some cheering and the goal scored. It's nice.
It's always a bit tricky down the back wall because you're only scoring in a tiny little area. But nice work, Central. Managed to sneak in there before a Southern player could arrive.
So just under 6 minutes to go in the second half. And Central now have, I'd say, a bit more of a comfortable lead with 4-0 against Southern. But Southern still has some opportunities here. I think they've just got to really back themselves to look to go in that space.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good drive there. You see that southern player is nice and flat, so slightly better bottom position than those central players had. So she's able to.
I think Chantel's
keep
just
pushing
done
her
a
way down, yeah.
she's done a huge swim through, but
Oh, big hit.
oh,
Can you do it? Dummies towards the wall.
I think there's
Got
just
supporting players behind her.
maybe missing a few in front. And Central have just got those numbers. They won't let anything slide.
Very nice. It's good. So
Oh, got a bit of a drive.
5 minutes left in this game, and the numbers on the bottom are still there. We're halfway through day 2, so it's good to see these girls are still pretty fit, that they're able to keep putting in the effort and the support.
Oh, got a bit of a swim
Oh,
here.
we go. She is in space and off and go.
Looks like, I think that's probably Abby.
Yeah.
Abby is a year 11 in the Central team. She made Central A for the first time last year as a year 10, which is awesome. She made the New Zealand Secondary Schools tournament team this year, which is awesome, and also made the junior tournament team, which is some pretty huge achievements for such a young player. She's fast, she's fit, and she's got some really, really awesome skills, which is a testament to her determination and hard work, and also her coaching that she's received.
But I would say her underwater hockey highlight would be playing in the team with me at Club Nationals just recently.
Oh, 100%.
It was so, I really feel that was one of her highlights.
Oh,
She'll
almost,
remember
I can
that
guarantee it.
forever.
Another team timeout here, which was a good time to call it, just to let the teams reset a little bit. Got a really big game this evening, 6 p.m. Central A girls versus Northern A girls, which is always a highly contested match. Both teams are pretty evenly matched. I believe Northern A won 3-1 against Southern, so yeah, it's going to be a tight game, and I think it'll come down to who wants it and the style of play. Lovely strike from Caitlin there. Caitlin, Haley, one of them, not sure. Can't read. It's either a 2 or a 12.
Nice play. Neither. There we go. Southern's going to bring it off a little bit, but again, I think they saw Maddie and we were like, no, we'll go straight back to the wall. There's 3 minutes left. If I was Southern, you can try and think you're playing thing. Just put it all in. I'd be going wild trying to score that goal. If Central get another one, they get another one, but I'd be trying to put everything on the line.
Yeah, take those risks.
Get that one goal.
Oh.
There's still time, so get that on that board.
Oh, that Central player not quite committing to the wide.
Yeah.
I understand that sometimes when you take it wide, it can be a bit scary to commit when you've got some pressure, but sometimes it is good to just lean into it and switch sides of play.
Lovely work. No. It's good by that Southern player. He's kind of tackled, but I think something not quite legal in that. So Southern will be pushed back, and 2.5 minutes to go. Central will have another shot on goal here. So let's see how this goes.
Maddie being quite careful there, not to flick someone in the face.
Headshot. That's not what we need. To go.
Yeah, good to play that safe. Oh, another quick call.
And that's against.
It's likely to be breaking if they've called it that quickly. So
I was going to say, there's a team timeout being called. So Central called a team timeout. I actually thought I saw a ref having a little think whether he was going to do a penalty shot there.
for those of you non-hockey players, you can see that that circle around the goal bin. That's sort of where the 3 metre radius is. And if there's a foul, is it within the 3 metre radius? Is that right? I'm not a great ref. If there's a foul within that space, then a penalty is awarded to
It's just basically
the team.
2v1 intense shootout.
Yeah, the poor goalie of my team had 2 penalties to try and defend in that last game, which is always tricky. Penalties are made to be scored, so the odds are stacked against you. But all you can do is give it your best shot.
Here's a hot take, Josie.
Hit me.
Thing. Overtime, draw. Should we be going into overtime golden goal, or should we be going into shootouts like they do in hockey?
I would love to try it out. I would love to give it a go.
I reckon it could be very interesting if it is at soccer and hockey. I think they do the 5 people line up, each take a turn, and
I'm not against it.
it could add a little bit. As I know, some people have gone into overtime and played overtime for a very, very long time.
Up to another like half hour of game time. I would be super keen to get it on board and give it a go. My claim to fame is that one time, many moons ago, when I was year 13, I saved a penalty goal, and that was my peak.
Yeah, congratulations. That is a pretty high achievement, actually. The majority of penalty shots do go in, so when it is saved,
It's a pretty big deal.
a big deal. So we'll just note, last 2 minutes of the game, for the second half, the clock does stop on the referee's calls. Just to make sure no time is wasted, giving all the team players as much game time as possible. So they will keep rocking through. Just in that little spot, you can see those players recycling.
Can see.
Next, sitting there waiting
Yeah.
to pop out. So she can
Look at that
run
breath
out
hold,
the goal.
holding that middle space. Oh my gosh, she's been under for about 2 years.
And she's like, oh, thank God,
Yeah.
the ref made a call.
It's always
She was ready to go, and then the longer she stayed down there, the more she'd be like, oh, I hope the puck doesn't actually pop out now. 'cause I wanna pop out for a
classic.
breath.
It's always the way you stay down for ages going, it's going to pop out, it's going to pop out, it's going to pop out. Then you go, no, it's not going to pop out. You breathe, boom, it pops out. It's exactly where it was. And then you're cross with yourself. Fantastic choice going wide there. That's what we love to see, opening up the space.
Oh, yeah, lovely little shunt back through. That's nice.
Lots of support there for Central. That's looking good. Looks like it was shut down by one of the Southern players though. Last 45 seconds of the game. See if anything significant can happen, but I think it might just stay in this blind spot. Seems to be happening quite a bit of this game.
Don't know if you picked up. I think, who was it? Mid-Northern and Northern B.
Oh gosh, that was a close game. Oh my gosh.
To go, Hannah Baxter scoring the equaliser.
Oh, it was a beautiful, beautiful
Very
goal.
exciting game to watch. I recommend, if you didn't watch it, find it on the playlist and go back and have a watch. It's a very intense game.
Yeah, but Northern will be really, really happy to grab that quick equalisation right at the end. Both teams must have really fought hard to have a game that close with a scoreline like that. And that's time.
Big flick, but not enough. All right, well done. Final score 5-0 to the Central A team versus Southern. Thanks for watching.
Bye.